Hi friends, hope you all are well. Today I'll be sharing a short story named Father's Reading Glasses, written by Vibha Lohani, as because all you know, today is Father's Day. I understand the fact that we say that it's not only the Father's Day or the Mother's Day we should be thinking about them or give them something or care about them, but it's just the busy schedule of our life, stress at work, which keeps us so engaged in only our lives that we forget caring each day for them. But on the other hand, if you ever sit alone and think, now, you might have differences with your mother or father, the people who had sacrificed most of their life for you. But there was a time when they were so happy because you came into their life. They had sacrificed their sleep, their effort, the most importantly, their time on you for each and every day, for years and years. But now, you cannot withstand them. You cannot give your time to them. Isn't it very painful for them? You will be at their place someday. How would you feel so alone without the support of your kids? Think about it. Love them each day, bring happiness and surprises in their life as much as you can, because the love they do to you will not be returned in any other form than loving them back. Now let's start the story. It's about a girl named Vibha who grows up with her family, and one fine day in her adulthood, she realizes how her father had helped her since her childhood, being a therapist to her anger management. Father, like almost every other 50-something government employee, had two pairs of glasses, one for reading and another for distance vision. That was the trend in the 80s, when people didn't really have any other choice. My family considered my teen rebellious phrase to be a problem, but father's glasses were an even bigger problem because he kept losing them more often than I lost my temper. And guess whose job it was to look for them? Mine, of course. I was the youngest in our family of 5: grandmother, father, mother, an elder sister, and me. Everybody seemed to have something against me. Grandmother thought I was too wild for a girl. Mother thought I was too argumentative. And as for my sister, that I was her sibling was problem enough. I, on the other hand, thought that I was simply unlucky enough to be stuck with the wrong family. The only person who did not seem to have a problem with me was father. So I really had no reason for not doing whatever he asked of me, even if it was repeatedly looking for his reading glasses. Father claimed that I was the only expert who could find his glasses, and I was secretly proud of my skill. One morning during the summer vacations, my sister and I had a big fight over whose bed should be near the window. We often rearranged our room, and it was filled with posters of film stars and funky coats. On hearing our shouts, Mother came into our room and started scolding us. Suddenly, Father called, "Vibha, I can't find my reading glasses. Come here and help me find them." Mother paused for a moment and said, "Go look for father's glasses first, or else he'll be late for office." I exited the room and ran down the staircase muttering to no one in particular. When anyone has work, I have to do it, but when I want something, I'm always asked to compromise. Just because sister has her board exams, I'm supposed to adjust with her on everything. What has sleeping by the window got to do with exams? By the time I had finished grumbling, I was already standing before father. He looked up from the newspaper and said, "I can't find my glasses." I looked at him and, despite my anger, smiled and said, "They are resting on your nose, ba. These are my long distance glasses. I don't know where I have kept the reading ones," said father. I was very fond of reading detective stories, and in typical Agatha Christie style, I inquired, "Where did you last see the glasses, and what were you doing at that time?" Father thought for a while and replied, "I was cleaning both the pairs in the veranda." I made a re-expression with narrowed eyes and a twisted mouth. It was my assumption that detectives thought with such expressions while solving crimes. And then announced, "You must have kept the reading glasses on the dashboard of the car, instead of the long distance ones. Give me the car keys and I will get them for you." Father obediently handed me the keys, and I procured the glasses from the very place I had said they would be in. Bingo! Father patted my back and said, "I don't know how you were able to find them. I'm sure I looked for them there before I called you." I smiled. Mother was in the kitchen, so I quietly rushed back to my room to finish the war with my sister, but she seemed to have lost interest in continuing the fight. Now the two beds were by the wall, and the study table was by the window, with thick curtains drawn across it. Days went by, and each and every mission to look for father's glasses became more extensive. Sometimes I found them in grandmother's medicine drawer, where he had left them after checking the expiry date on the medicines. Sometimes they were in the newspaper rack, sometimes near the wash basin, sometimes on top of the refrigerator, and sometimes even inside it. Now my father was a very organized man and quite particular about keeping things in place. But his reading glasses seemed to be the exception. He lost them so often that one day mother fixed a string to their temple bends so that father could hang the pair around his neck. This arrangement lasted for around a week or 10 days, after which the string broke from the father's constant pulling and fiddling, and he managed to lose his glasses again that same evening. Time passed, and on a random Sunday, mother asked me to finish my homework before the evening, because some guests were coming and she would need help later. Since my sister was in college by then and staying in a different city, I was the default help around the house. But I was also a book addict. I had borrowed a Poirot novel that I hadn't read yet from the school library. It had to be returned the very next day, so reading one over homework, and the moment mother called for help, I yelled back, "Mother, I'm doing my homework." She came and started scolding me, and immediately I started arguing about how I was being treated like a slave in the house. This was just about to be the concluding scene of my Sunday when father called out, "Vibha, I can't find my reading glasses. Come here and help me find them." Before mother could say anything further, I rushed to him like an obedient daughter. My father needed me, and I needed to save myself from mother's scolding. Once again, I started my inquiry session with him. "Where were you before this, pa? When did you last use the glasses?" Finally, I found his glasses in the puja room, comfortably resting near Ganapati's feet. Sometimes I wondered if the glasses had magical feet, that they walked away to all these strange places. But I was sure of one thing: I was the only one who could find them. It never struck me that I was the only one who was asked to find them. 2 years whisked past, and it was my turn to go to a college hostel in another city. I was very excited and looked forward to the days ahead. My only worry was how father could find his reading glasses now, without my help. By the time I completed my graduation, Father too was transferred to the same city. Grandmother had passed away by then, and my sister was married, so only mother and father had to relocate. They were happy to have at least one child living with them, and I was happy to have the comforts of home again. It was enjoyable in the beginning, and then it became a way of life. There were small arguments with mother. She constantly complained about me being a fussy eater, and then there was father, who still kept losing his glasses. Now, finding his glasses was much more urgent since he had only a single pair of glasses with bifocal lenses for both reading and distance vision. So I was back to my old job of hunting for father's glasses. Mother was a teacher and she too had been using reading glasses for a very long time, but she never lost them. The only time I remember mother's glasses being misplaced was when father thought that they were in glasses and wore them for a while before losing them somewhere. I had grown up from being a rebellious teenager to a working adult. I actually had a job post my MBA. Life had become so busy that sometimes I came home just to eat dinner and sleep. There was hardly any time to myself, and when there was, I spent most of it sleeping. Mother and father tried to explain the necessity of rest, but when you are in your early 20s, you feel that you can conquer the world. Soon the stress started taking a toll on my health. It was like being a teenager again. I was always grumpy and irritable. My temper flared up at the slightest provocation and sometimes without any at all. I managed to keep a straight face in the office, but not for long. The stress became so evident on my face that mother and father started to worry. Still, I was not ready to stop or re-evaluate my lifestyle. One day, I was unnecessarily arguing with mother over something I don't even remember now when I heard father call out the same words after a long time. Vibha, I can't find my reading glasses. Come here and help me find them. I smiled. I had understood the meaning of that call by now. Anger management may sound like a big corporate phrase, but father had healed me with a simple therapy. When my fuse threatened to blow, I just had to search for his reading glasses. Thank you. Hope you guys liked it. Please like, share, and subscribe if you liked it. And happy Father's Day to all fathers and their daughters.